Check, yeah. Don't ask me why again, we tried again and didn't feel the same. The plans was up the diagram. Winter overseas, I got some bags that need acquiring. We used to get cash, the checks bigger so they wire them. Plug talk, fuck the middleman, bring the supplier in. From Italy to Ireland.
Generation of Wrestling Podcast. You are not rocking with the God. What's really good?
Let's get it, GOW!
This is your forever Knockouts World Champion and Hardcore Country, and you are listening to the GOW Podcast because, you know, we always like to do it with a little hardcore country.
I got my stripes earned, battle tested, mics burned. It takes time being.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the GOW, the Generational Wrestling Podcast. As always, yours truly, the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He is the flyest in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka EC's resident Isaac Hayes, King 2 Code. Bro, what's good?
Ah, man, what's good, man? We got a Grand Slam Australia popping off on the Saturday night block party, man, with your boys, man. And, you know, we had to do our 1-2 as we always do. You know, we had a few days off, man. We had the Super Bowl, we had Raw, but of course, you know, your boys, we got to do what we do best. And then, of course, man, when we got the time, hey, we're going to come holler at the people. And we damn sure had to come holler at y'all tonight.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. You know, sorry, my voice sounds a little bit raspy. Your boy been, you know, a little under the weathero. So, you know, but I already called off enough of the GOW, so I had to show up today. Because I'm on limited time here. But with that being said, bro, how does it feel to be appreciated?
Hey, man, it feels really good. It feels good to be appreciated, man. You know, hey, you know, a little bit goes a long way. You know, you don't have to be greedy, man. You know, something is better than nothing. So, you know, you know, we're gonna leave it with that.
Absolutely, and it is Valentine's Day, and you know, you don't have to wait for one day a year. You know, to make sure the other people feel appreciated and loved.
For sure, for sure.
And, you know, that way your wife or husband cannot make ransom demands. Freeze!
Gotcha, buddy. You're busted. Oh man.
Well, with that being said, man, hey, so man, look, we got AEW Grand Slam Australia. Hey, pretty solid card, man. 4 title matches tonight. I will say, I understood why they did what they did with the whole Mox and Takeshita match. I get it. I get it. The crowd was a little pissed. I like how at the end, Takeshita got his comeuppance and left Mox laying in the ring. I do wish we would have got a decision in this match, though. What was your thoughts on how it went down?
You know, when they said it was going to be a 20-minute match, I said, "Oh shit, there's a good chance it's going to be a draw."
Yep.
But the whole point was, you know, Takeshita has grown so far and so much compared to when the last time or the first time him and Moxley had their first fight. So to see the guy that we've been seeing now, to see the guy that we've been seeing for the last couple of years, because, you know, we've been on Mr. Take a Shitter. We've been taking a shit on folks for the last couple of years and just being a dog in this game.
Yeah.
We have, and for Moxley to be who he is, and we've seen everything that he's been doing, for Takeshita to be one of those guys that can give Moxley that same energy. We've always seen it, but, you know, Moxley would kind of have that advantage. But now we're to the point where, you actually got to respect it. Keshner could have really won tonight. And that's what I like about it. Did I hate that it was a draw? Yeah, I do. But you didn't make Takeshna look weak. And that was my bigger concern. My biggest concern, I'm not worried about Moxley. Moxley could take an L. He's Moxley. You can take the L. I didn't want to see him take the L. He didn't take the L. So what you pretty much showed me was, man, that not only is there something more from these two, but the next thing that they're going to do is going to be longer, because we're going to get the full-blown 100% ass-kicking, elbows, knees, blood, we're gonna get everything, man. All that tough guy, grown man shit that a lot of people want to see. Hey, we gonna get it out of these two because these two don't hit nice. They don't play patty cake. These motherfuckers will break your jaw and keep it pushing.
In the words of the immortal Kendrick Lamar, bing bop boom bing bam.
Like bam.
Feel me? Oh man! And then speaking of John Moxley, you can't talk about John Moxley without talking about the Death Riders. We got Marina Shafir and that boy Wheeler Yuta and Intergender tag team action against Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm, and that boy Wheeler Yuta ended up taking the pinfall. Had to get his head shaved. Uh, dude, Marina Shafir. This
Mhm.
I want to focus on Miranda. She's been improving more and more and more. There's no milk like mother's milk. um, and with that being said, with that being said,
Fresh from the source, sir. Fresh
yes
from the
sir,
source.
yes sir. We don't need no cows. Boo the boo,
Mm-mm.
boo the boo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But Maria, she's been improving the last couple of months. What are your thoughts on Shafir, man? Is it time for her to, really have more one-on-one matches in the women's division, or do you like the constant mixing up of her and her style with the men as well?
I think that the issue is she's though she has gotten a little bit better in what she does, I don't think she's ready for one on one. And if
Okay.
it is, it's gonna be versus certain people where she's gonna pretty much do the badass role. She's gonna
Yeah.
beat up all the weak people, and then the one or few big name people, they'll have a nice little back and forth with. I just don't know if she's at that point where you want to watch it. Like
Mm.
right now, everything that she's doing is cool because we're seeing her just kind of be not so much as it's not so much as controlled chaos, but
Yeah.
it's kind of just what you're able to do against a man that really may not go too well with a woman. So it's like being able to see her do certain things on a guy and a woman. It just works better for her. That's just her gimmick. She's so badass that she just can't fight the women. She got to fight the men. It's weird. It's weird, but I think maybe give it the rest of this half of this year,
Okay.
maybe later on in the year, I think she'll be ready. I think right now, if her and Tony Storm continue to work, maybe there's something that can come out of it. I'm not saying she can't, but I'm going to question the confidence do they have that she's ready.
No, I agree, and it reminds me of almost watching the Shayna Baszler or Ronda Rousey in WWE when it comes to the women because they have this legitimate MMA or UFC background to them. It's like
Mhm.
even though they may not be the best professional wrestler, legitimately they could beat the fuck out of any and everybody on the roster.
But when you compare those two, when you think of Shayna Baszler, the one thing that benefited her
Yeah,
was her time in NXT
yeah,
because that prepared her for the main roster. Like, but with Ronda came in straight
right off
to
the
the
gate.
main roster, and she was still stuck in UFC. She was not ready and prepared for WWE. Where Shayna was more established, and actually, Shayna actually had way more better matches with a lot of other people.
Yeah,
But you could tell she put in the time. She had the time. She figured it out. She had a thing. She had a gimmick. She had a run. She had everything that you needed. Where Ronda didn't have that. Ronda had her name. That's why Ronda Rousey had what she had on the main roster. You had a name. If Shayna had that same name, she would be way more badass than Ronda because she would be well versed on both the UFC mixed martial arts side and the wrestling side, and which she was. So that would have been very very different for that. But we got what we got out of it.
bro.
Swerve Strickland versus Omega this Wednesday. Ooh, I can't wait. Ooh, I can't
Yeah, no,
wait. I
no,
can't
no.
wait.
Wednesday gonna be a movie. Wednesday gonna be a movie. I got a question though. Comparing this year's AEW Grand Slam to
Mhm.
last year's AEW Grand Slam, Which one do you feel like was the better run overall, or more memorable?
Last year's most definitely.
Yeah, same.
And only because this was a TV spot, and it wasn't. It's not that the matches were bad, but I think because it was just it's a TV show. It's a good quality. If anything, it's a high quality TV show
Mm-hmm.
because you didn't put on no wasted match. Every match had a purpose. Every match had a purpose. What up, GOW? Is there a wrestling event tonight? AEW Grand Slam. It's on TNT or Max. It's on right now. That was the. I think that's the thing for tonight. Tonight was you had matches that were just really just set up for big particular moments. They were storyline matches. When you think of Andrade versus Hangman Page, that was for the number one contendership. When you think of Pac versus not Pac, I'm sorry, Okada versus not Okada, Takeshita versus Moxley. You understand what that was and what what that was and what that was about. That was about Moxley taking the L in the Continental Classic. That's about Takeshita getting ready to go to the Continental Finals and losing out to he lost out to Okada, but that was for a different reason. But just that run that he had because he was dominating through the Continental Classic. That boy won the IWGP championship, came back and got the whooping everybody else's ass, and he got to making a name for himself. So for him to be one of the few guys to beat Moxley and the way he beat Moxley, it's like you built that up. So every match had its purpose for tonight. So it wasn't like it wasn't a wasted night of matches. Everything kind of had an importancy. I would say if there was one goofy off topic, it would be the tag match with the loser losing their hair. Okay, that's the goofy thing. We understood what that was. But you had the ladder match versus Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher. So it's like every match, you had the women's tag team match. Every match was important. It wasn't just we just gonna throw this together and throw it out there.
No, 100%, bro. And speaking of Kyle Fletcher, man, the mother freaking proto star, bro. Once again, super young, but showing he is definitely one of the faces of the industry, man. Moving forward, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Briscoe doing what he do as well. Bro, I feel like right now AEW.
Oh,
I've been
definitely.
saying it. I've been saying it. But AEW right now consistently has been on the stride, but really quick. Speaking of consistency, once again, man, a pretty solid show again for SmackDown last night. That boy Trick Willie continuing to get over, man. Steppers. That boy Carmelo Hayes putting on another banger. We got
Yeah,
Lash Legend of Nia Jackson. We got Team Rio out here looking good. And
yeah, yeah.
like I'm really interested, man. We had a triple threat. What we had, Cody Rhodes yesterday, 5-2, and there was one more. I can't remember who was the third one. Ah, shit.
Sammy.
Yes, and Sammy. So that was a really good match. Cody, we towing the line right now between good guy and asshole. 5-2 out here doing what he do. That boy, like I say, Trick Willie. I mean, excuse me, not Trick Willie, Sami Zayn doing what he do. But I want to talk to you about Trick, man, because right now Trick
Mm-hmm.
and Mello, they on fire right now. They're gonna meet in the ring next week. Do you think this meeting kind of foreshadows the eventual teaming up of these two on the main roster down the line?
It will, depending on how Trick takes the L, or
Okay.
if Carmelo can be. Will he be the guy he was at NXT, or will he be this new guy that he's been presenting himself as?
Yeah.
Meaning that he can take the L and move on from it. That'll be the telling factor of whether or not we could get something from them two later on. Could they be the new hot thing? They could be. They very well could be. Because Carmelo and Trick, the thing is who's gonna look like the sidekick and who's gonna look like the front guy.
It's fucked up. Carmelo was that guy in NXT, and then Trick was the one on the side. I think right now, Melo getting his respect. Like Melo's got his respect as a great in-ring talent. So
Yeah.
it goes back to what you said. He can take that loss And it's like, you don't really give a fuck because guess what? We've seen Melo at his worst with The Miz. You know what I'm saying? And now he's a champion. So we've seen Melo, even at his worst, he can put on a good show. He can go with anybody, at least in the ring. Trick Williams, he is such an over personality. Like Trick Williams on the main roster is over like Melo was in NXT. It's almost like they had a body switch. The only difference is Melo was over hanging up jerseys in the rafters in NXT. Trick Williams has really not done much yet, but it's already over just by his mic work and his charisma alone. We've seen this 1,000 times. You don't have to be the greatest wrestler. You don't have to have the most versatile or innovative move set or the greatest move set. Bro, a character would get you from point B to from point A to championships and Hall of Fames. We've seen plenty of great wrestlers, plenty of great workers who ain't smelled that single success to that level. But we've seen many great characters going to do more inside the ring and outside the ring. And I think right now that's where Trick got Melo beat. Right now, Trick is like this. How The Rock can come out for 20, 30 minutes to cut a promo, and you know 20, 30 minutes went by. Trick Williams is that same way. He can come out 10, 15 minutes of ring. He could talk a whole bunch of whatever, but he make the shit sound so good. You didn't even realize 15 minutes went by, and he still got another 10 minutes for a match.
My only thing with Trick is like it's hot right now, but can it be sustainable? That's the only thing. Like the problem, like the gimmick is not the issue. Again, Trick is okay with the words. He's very he's very tricky with the words. I'll say it like that. He's got it. I don't know if he's got more than 10 minutes of promo. And you got to think about it. 10 minutes of promo is a lot because you got to come up with a lot to say. And it's got to be good. You got to have good hitters all the time. So depending on who he's in there with, yeah, oh man, he can hang with the best of them. I'm not saying he can't, but I don't want to get too overhyped of it right now. I want to see it in a year when he's done this on the main roster for a year.
Yeah.
And it's been consistent, then yeah, no doubt about it. Oh, no doubt about it. But we've seen too many people come in and be hot for a minute as MJF just pulled off a lucky ass victory over Brody King to retain his championship. But and Hangman Page is walking out with the contract in hand. Oh yeah, Revolution, MJF, Adam Hangman Page for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Okay, it is set in stone for next month. But first of all, JB, Big Boy, Earl, Daniel, what it do? What's good? What's up? What's happening? I see y'all. The comments are commenting. The people are showing up. What it is? David, Salvador. My bad. I might have said that wrong, but if I did, I apologize. What's happening? What's going on with y'all? But that's not a bad main event. I mean, that right there is fake punch to MJF and MJF failed. But you know that's gonna be a really good main event because there's history between these two, especially over that AEW championship. But as far as Trick, I potential. I just don't want him to fall into the Jey Uso category of just being a good entrance and that's it. Like his ring work, I think for his style and what he does is good for right now. He'll get better as time goes on. It's just going. Are they going to be able to keep him in the right place that he needs to be in, and not to the wayside because they don't know what to do with him?
I think right now, what I've noticed with WWE, at least lately, on the main roster, I should preface, is that it seems like talent are being more of themselves. Like with Trick Williams, he's not a guy that feels like he's got much of a script. Obviously, you got bullet points. Hey, you in this match, you got this story that we know hit this, hit this, hit this. But I don't feel like there's, hey, you need to talk like this, you need to talk like that. I remember Javon Evans, one of the biggest talking points online was, especially with him coming from NXT, was will he still be able to still be the kid that he is in NXT? Wow, when Bucks are like, hey, the young OG, man, really, if we being politically incorrect, the boy is a YN. You feel me? Straight up off the woo wop. You already know what time it is. That boy,
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
He don't
yeah,
he a wild child, and if you from where we from, man, it's like, hey, man, you got them in every neighborhood. You feel me? But
yes,
good kid
sir. Yes,
nonetheless.
sir.
And so when it come to him in these big programs, these big matchups, it's like, are they gonna try to force him to talk like proper, or not? I'm not gonna say proper, but the way that will be befitting of the stereotypical champion, right? All these big words and all that. Man, Javon in there, he doing what he doing, like talking to your regular 17, 18-year-old high school kid. He still be him.
A
Trick,
21, 22, 23-year-old. Shit, hell, that's what he's talking about. He's a young YN. That's how they talk. That's how they act.
when Trick come out, Trick, had, like my boy said, he got that Southern swag. That boy straight up out of North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? He got, what I'm saying? He from the South, so he coming out here. He's just like we're rap back in the day. Where the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? The Midwest was taking over the game. New York was taking over the game. People weren't trying to hear what the South had to say because the South talked a little different. You feel me? Now look at the South taking over. My boy Trick
Right.
Williams coming up from NXT with his lemon pepper steppers, all these black exploitation phrases and what have yous, pimpisms. He just pimp smacked Ray Phoenix on cable television. My boy
Mhm.
hit that boy with the backhand as a signature move. But it's over. It's over. Last Legend. We said it. When she cut her promos, she don't say a lot, but I feel like last being last. So I'm not too worried about Trick as long as they let Trick be Trick. I think if they let Trick kind of just go out there and do him, as long as he get the job done, I think Trick gonna be cool. Because look at how the crowd take it to him. This is why I'm not worried about Trick. Third weekend on the main roster, going overseas. You got people that's been on the main roster for fucking years that ain't get a pop like Trick did.
Right.
And
No, you're right. Go ahead.
no. You good? You good? I'm listening.
No, I was gonna say because you're right, and JB said the same thing. Trick Williams is killing it. There's no need to rush him. He needs to be on TV every week. So, and look, you know what? With that logic, if he is on TV every week, he's just going to get better. He's going
Yeah,
to get better with his promos. He's going to get better with his speaking. He's going to get better with everything else, and it's going to become natural to him. Which you could tell because of the freedom he had at NXT and
yeah,
where he took that character. It just at NXT. It was natural to him because he got to be on TV. He got to be a big talker. So it's not that he can't do it. Again, I know how the beginning hype is for a lot of people.
yeah,
I already know what it is. I already got the confidence in them. I need to know. I gotta have confidence that they know what to do with them.
yeah,
That's the issue for me. It's not so much as what Trick can't do or is going to do.
yeah,
It's the way they're going to present him and put him in the right position to continue to be looked at like that. That's my only issue. It's like, bro, he is tricky two times. He is, he is that dude.
yeah,
Like the same way with Oba. It's like, man, you can't mess this guy up.
yeah,
Like y'all can't. And again, now you can't mess this guy up. Now my one other issue is that Trick is playing the pimp type role, which of course with wrestling there's the stereotypical outlook of it, which is like we had that kind of guy before. Remember, he used to have a whole tray, but uh, so
but he didn't take his. But he had to take his host to the WWE World Championship.
that's he. And look, he took him to the Intercontinental Championship, though. He did do that, but we know how we embody it.
Yeah,
He can, and he is bodying it.
yeah,
But do you know how to present it to where it don't just become a gimmick
yeah,
and it can be really something. It can be who he is because you don't have no one else walking around like that. Let's be real, man. The closest person you would have walking around like that would be a Ric Flair type person. The
mm,
only other person that you would have that type of gimmick with that type of swagger. Outside of that, bruh, who else do you got? So,
Hey, you know how Vince had the Kiss My Ass Club, and then you
mhm,
had Jericho with the list. My boy Trick, man, he needs some player shit. You know what I'm saying? How Chris Masters had the Master Lock Challenge.
mhm.
My boy Trick Williams, man, he need to have the pimp hand gauntlet. And it's like everybody that's done my boy wrong, that first half of the year, bro, stand in the line and you take a backhand for Sweet Pimp Willie.
Sweet Pet Willie. Boy, that's gonna taste sour. Um, JB said, man, he talks trash like a football player, which he was. He's got the gift to gab. Hey, which is not a bad thing in this business. In this business, having that gift to gab will get you so far because
Mm-hmm.
there's so many wrestlers, the Miz, that are not that good in the ring. But boy, they can talk their ass off. And that is how
Mm-hmm.
the Miz has talked his way into a damn wrestling contract, into a two-time Grand Slam champion ever. Because boy, his in-ring is not that great. It's gotten better. It's gotten better to where he's learned to work in the ring to do what's necessary. But he ain't never become like one of the most astonishing wrestlers ever. But
Right,
when
right.
it comes to his talking, when it comes to that microphone, you give the Miz a microphone and you just move the fuck out the way and let him do what he do. When you are on that level, you are almost guaranteed guaranteed a job in this industry
Right.
for sure. But bro, man, dude, man, it's been a hell of a week, man. Been a hell
Yeah.
of a week. Been
Yes,
a
sir.
hell of a week, man. Tony, we got to talk about one other thing, man. Chris Statlander.
Yeah. Oh man, bro.
Hmm. Boy, first of all, they showed her. They showed the aftermath of her taking that L between the match between her and Tekla.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she was sitting there and she's talking, and I'm like, what the fuck is that dripping down her? That's blood. This bitch is sitting there doing the promo afterwards, talking her shit, and blood is just dripping from her chin. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, that is a visual. That is a visual to see someone sitting there and just talking the way she was talking and just blood just steady dripping. It's not drip, maybe drip. No, it's pouring out like she's got a huge gash and this girl's about to kill over in the next few seconds.
Yeah.
But the fact that, and obviously you could say, well, she had help. It was a 3-on-1. That's fine. You can have that. But what I want to ask was it right? Was it justified? And I ask that because how do you how do you feel about her title run? And was this change, was it right or was it wrong?
All right. So before I answer that, let me start by saying one, I respect Thekla, right? Um, one of my favorite wrestlers, period, in AEW. I'm gonna put it that way.
Hmm.
Chris Statlander, unfortunately, to me has been, and again, this is with all due respect to Drew. Love
Hmm.
Drew, future first Battle Hall of Famer, current
Hmm.
champion. Respect. She's become
Right.
Drew McIntyre. She's become Drew McIntyre in the sense that she can lose a million times over, and whenever the company needs to put her in a world title situation, she will be there. She'll be ready. She'll be legitimate, no matter how many times she's won or lost before then. Two, she's also proven fans are going to be with her whether she has a title or not. It is what it is. And sometimes to the detriment of a person's title chances, once it's proven that the fans are going to ride with you, whether you win or lose, keep a title, don't keep a title, it doesn't matter. The fans are going, the promotion has nothing to lose. They have absolutely nothing to lose. Worst case scenario, Thekla shits the bed and they throw the title right back on Chris Statlander. And they're going to make no difference because guess what? Nobody's going to be mad at it. And if she loses, guess what? All right, well, she lost, but we still love Chris. So she's kind of falling into that good hand role, which
Hmm.
sucks. because I remember before she got hurt the very, very first time where we were
She was
waiting.
supposed to have a run.
She was supposed to have a run. And then she was starting to get on a run when she came back, when she was in the claw vending machine.
And they got
And then
injured
she got hurt
again.
again, you know? And so it's like every time she comes back, she's either gotten hurt or right when she's about to get rolling, they just decided to go another way with her. I was thinking about this the other day. She's had about that I can remember at least 3 or 4 interest theme changes. And then remember she was the alien, and then she was something else before her thing with Willow, and now she's the gimmick she is now. And it's just like I feel like she's I don't want to say lost in the shuffle, but she's easy to shuffle around respectfully.
Okay. And Big Boy says Thekla is one of those ones where
Yeah.
it is, and it's crazy because it's like, man, TK, I didn't see her beating Statlander, but the fact that she did it, and it's like, yo, TK, you got to have a lot of faith. You got
Yeah.
to have a lot of faith to
Yeah.
pull that trigger.
Yeah.
Where you could have pulled that with anybody else that probably would have been a better fit, but
Mhm.
you pulled that trigger with her. So it's like, all right, cool. Because you think about it like this. When was the last time TK pulled that kind of trigger? Ugh, Mariah May. Mariah May was that one that he pulled that trigger on because
And
she
look
was she was one of those people that she was really hot on the indie. She came in, people really liked her, and the storyline between her and Tony is what made that even more of a thing for when Tony pulled that trigger with her. It's like, oh, TK, that was the right choice. So
But
it's like you really got to have that confidence to do it with again.
no, and I'm glad you said what you said because I agree. But this is why people. I hate to bring up WWE because we're talking about AEW, but I mean I got to call it spade a spade. This is why people
Yeah,
have been
do.
shitting on WWE creative, more specifically creative at big shows, special shows, and pay per views because WWE has been booking too safe. They're scared to fuck up for all of Vince McMahon's wrongdoings, for all of Vince McMahon's thousands of script changes before the show, during the show, after the show, whatever the case may be. For every single thousand of times he struck out, that one time he hit a home run, he knocked that bitch out the park, and you wasn't gonna see that shit ever again, most likely. Now with TK, like you say, for every time TK strike out, and he's going to strike out a lot. AEW is going to strike out a lot. You know why? It's going to be magnified even more because they're going to always compare it to WWE, and it is what it is. But when
Right.
TK, when he strike fucking gold, he strike gold. You said Mariah May. Bro, before Mariah May and Tony Storm, nobody wanted. No, man, Mariah May, I'm sorry. She did her thing and Stardom and all these whatever for a little bit. That was cool, but she wasn't what she was after she beat Tony Storm. That shit with Tony Storm was so great. She lost, never came back to AEW, got picked up by the biggest company in the world. Let's talk about Mercedes Moné. Came in, very rough start, very rough, but TK stuck it out. Even so much so, your main person, your number one draft pick, Britt Baker, number one, not number one man, not number one woman, your very first announced signee, Britt Baker, who you relied on for years, even to the detriment of your reputation, because fans got sick of Britt. When she was no longer in the fold, you roll with Mercedes Moné, and look at it. Now we're seeing one of the greatest storylines, not only in women's wrestling history and all of wrestling history. Bro, the downfall of Mercedes Moné is beautiful because guess what? When she comes back, bro, whoever she fused with is going to be a made woman. Guarantee it. MJF, dude, we done went through the ups and the downs. MJF done been there CM Punk era, the Kenny Omega era, the Young Buck era, the Hangman era, and guess
And
who's
the
still
nightmare.
right there in the Nightmare era? And guess who's still there hanging on, strong as fuck? Even though at the end of 2024, shit got a little rocky, and people was like, "Damn, bro, like this whole bidding war shit, this got stale, man. This ain't the same MJF." Now look
And
at
then
him.
enter Adam Cole. Baby.
Exactly. So for every setback, TK ain't afraid, and that's when I can rock with TK. he's not scared to swing and miss. Tonight, it was what it was. Me and you, I said, do you think this year's Grand Slam was better than last year? We both agreed that last year's was best.
Last year.
But tonight was still a really strong show. And
Yeah.
that's a good problem to have because had I had nothing to compare it to last year, I would have said tonight was great. Tonight was good because last year is still stuck in my head. I don't really know if anything from this year's Grand Slam is gonna be like, damn, we talk about this next year. I'm gonna really think about it the way I'm thinking about Mariah May. You get what I'm saying? And Tony Storm.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, Willie, you got a haircut. Okay, and
No, yeah, right. Nah, and again, it's like, did anything really stand out? The like I say, the Moxley to catch the match, that was to a draw. That was
yeah,
to a disappointment. But if you want storytelling, there's a bigger story coming out of that. When you think of the match between Andrade and Hangman, it was a really great match, between really two good competitors, and it was for the number one contendership. Hangman wins. You know where that storyline is going to go now that Brody King lost to MJF. MJF had to pull some tricks into the trade to did it, but he did what he do best. So you got that set up. When you think of, again, like I said, when you think of Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe, crazy little ladder match, nothing too out of the ordinary from what we've already seen before. But they put themselves through the ringer just to put on, the type of match you thought it should be for a
yeah,
seventh match. That's a ladder match, of course, which means the only way you win, the only way you can lose, the only way the match is stopped is because someone has to climb the ladder and pull the belt down.
yeah,
So again, it was a good, solid show, something to watch and be like, oh man, this was entertaining.
yeah,
But it wasn't like, no, oh man, this right here and this right here and that right. No, it
yeah.
wasn't that. But again, it was a good show to watch, and that's why we were entertained. We got to watch it. Uh, Big Boy says, right, as far as the stat liner comparison, he says stat is in the and forgive the WWE reference, the Bailey role in a way. Hell, might as well say the Natty at the time and Oscar, where you were that trusted person that you were known. If you win, people aren't mad. When you lose,
Mhm,
people aren't disappointed, but they're disappointed. But depending on who beat you and what they're doing,
mhm.
people can forgive it. So
Yeah,
I do kind of see that with Statlander because again, it's like she's always been a fan favorite, and people want to see her have her moment. And now that she's been the TBS champion, she's been the AEW Women's Champion. All she really needs to do is really just go find somebody and be the tag team champion, which I thought that would be her and Willow, but that isn't the case right now. But it is what it is. And then of course he said, and that's why Mercedes number one, no diss to Becky, but it is a diss to Becky because Becky's not number one. We got Willa Yuta Hogan today, and that new hairstyle. Now we just need to give him a leg drop finisher, and we all good to go, brother. It's his wrestling sense. That's funny. I think that Andrade would make it a triple threat somehow with how the low blow finish occurred. That could be that could happen because right now I don't even know how TK was just able to interject Andrade and Andrade just instantly just fit in. But shit, this second or third time around that Andrade's coming back, it's still better than the first time.
hey,
So
just like Champa, bro. Just plugged his ass right on in, but there you go.
okay, you said his name. I got to bring it up because some people feel like Champa shouldn't have lost Wednesday. How do you feel about Champa losing after 11 days of just being in the company?
I mean,
Because
like,
I honestly don't have a problem with it.
so I'm gonna say this first before I start. I see both sides. I see why people
Mhm.
don't have a problem with it. I see why people do. Here's why I have a problem with it at the moment, because I do feel like there's a bigger story that's gonna be told, and Champa will get it back. Uh, I don't like how Champa came in on his very first night, and it seemed like they did it just to spite WWE. That's kind of my, I guess, annoyance with it. You had him win, his very first match, title match, right out the gate. Because I feel like they did it as a spicy WWE, like, oh, look, y'all don't know how to use them. Y'all didn't appreciate it, so here you go. And then just for him to lose. Now, again, I'm not mad that he lost to Kyle Fletcher, but I'm like, damn, he just got it. I wouldn't mind to see him beat Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher then go fight Briscoe for an opportunity or a contendership, and then go back and then maybe beat Ciampa at what we got coming up? Full Gear.
Revolution.
Revolution, excuse me. So I would have liked to seen it like on a bigger stage, I guess, not just a week after or 2 weeks after he done won it on a random Saturday. But other than that, the match is good. Glad that he does have the belt. I just wish they would have waited a little longer, kind of had my boy chase it a little more, so it didn't feel like such a here damn title, in my opinion, for Ciampa.
So here's and so the reason why I'm okay with it is because the TNT Championship has always kind of been that anybody can win championship.
That's fair.
And when I say anybody can win, that's anybody that's in the class of a Ciampa, a Kyle Fletcher, a Mark Briscoe,
Yeah.
or Orange Cassidy. One of those guys that, man, like any given night. Because to me, that I feel like that what makes the TNT Championship such a great TV championship, and it's that type of championship where you want to see that person defend it on TV like you do,
Yeah.
is because you get to. It's almost kind of like, in a way, the U.S. Championship. How they're using it as a U.S. Open, where you had Ilya Dragunov, who just won the championship. He had a
Yeah.
couple of defenses, and then he lost. He didn't hold the title for a long time.
Yeah.
Nobody was complaining about that because it's an open challenge. That's how I look at the TNT Championship.
Okay.
Even though it may not be an open challenge all the time, but
Yeah.
it's that championship where it's going to be it's a championship for a fight where you're going to go up against somebody, man, that where if you slip up, they got you. Briscoe slipped up. Ciampa got him. And it came in great. And then for even Ciampa to have the match against the Protostar, again, Kyle Fletcher's on the up. Where Mark Briscoe, I don't think he's on the up. So for Ciampa to come in and beat him, it made sense. For
Yeah.
Fletcher to beat Ciampa, that made sense. Because now, did you kind of rush it? Because for a Grand Slam, yeah, I think that's the negative. Because
Right.
you were trying to build to the Mark Briscoe and the what's the name in the Grand Slam, which
Yeah.
I think you should have did instead of making him win the title, you should have ended it and had made it a triple threat match. So it should have been a triple threat. Maybe it could have been a triple threat ladder match tonight. Maybe it could have been Briscoe, Ciampa, and Fletcher for the TNT Championship in a triple threat ladder match. That might have been the thing you could have did because you could have had a rivalry mixed in with them, like kind of like how they did the Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, and LA Knight.
Yeah.
How he got thrown into their rivalry and the title was about it, but towards the end, but the winner is the winner, or depending on who you wanted to be the winner. But that they could have did. But outside of that, I didn't have a problem with it. Plus, who's to say that he don't get an opportunity to get it back after this?
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? Like now that you, because I guess I never looked at it from that standpoint of it being like an open challenge type of concept for the title. And now that I think about it, yeah, that it really is. It's a TV championship, pretty much. So nah, when you break it down like that, I do like that, and even more so, kind of like with the speed title, how or the 20, yeah, the speed, how it's like at least at any given week, man. Hey, look, it's a title, it's a belt, it's not meant to be held. What we say for a long time, but for a good
But for a
time.
good time, yeah.
So no. You know what? When you put it in that context, bro, I love the way you put it because now that I think about it, you are right. Anybody could win that belt. It's not like the world title. So I was looking at
Right, right.
I was looking at it too much from the importance of a world title, not what it actually is meant to be.
Right. It's a championship meant to just put over, just the like just those type of guys. Like, Mark Briscoe. Why was it so big when he won it? It's because, man, it's like, he's a dog. He's a dog in a fight. And people want to see that guy that's going to go out there and be about it. They don't want
Yeah,
to see nobody that's going to half-ass. They want to see the person that's going to be about it. You want to see the person that you want to see on TV, and somebody that's definitely going to be that star that you want to be interested in. Emily says, man, what do you guys think of Oba being signed to SmackDown? I'm a little disappointed because I thought he was going to go to Raw. I thought he was going to go to Raw. SmackDown. Now again, maybe there's a draft coming, and if there's a draft coming, then I'm going to wait till after the draft to to see how I feel because I need to know what champion is going to be on that show. Who's going to be the champion? What's going to happen? And how does he get to the title picture? And will it make sense? First of all, and what's happening, Emmy? Nice to see you. But I mean, he's signed to the main roster. As far as I'm concerned, he can show up on Raw and SmackDown. It don't matter. They let everyone else do it. Again, like with Trick and a few other people, it's what will they have for him? Because right now you're just having them show up and just squashing people, and he's looking real gimmicky. But I need him to fall into something real soon. He needs to fall in with a rivalry with somebody. Somebody needs to kind of not stop Obafemi, but kind of give him a hope because he needs that.
Ooh, I think that's where when you start getting into Jacob Fatu territory, Drew McIntyre territory, Cody Rhodes territory. I think once you start seeing him mixing up with those guys, you will get that. But I think right now you need to you need to keep Oba where he at right now. Have him run through these unworthy motherfuckers. These Kid Wilsonses. Keep dogging
The
them.
Viking Raiders.
Now that one, I'm happy to see that happen. I understand the outrage though. Cause it's like, damn, bro, it's the Viking Raiders, dog. Like, come on, bro. It ain't like you beat one-on-one, bro. You beat them in a tornado handicap match. Oh, they
Right,
won
like
tag in a
bro, like come on, man. Like even if you beat one in a one-on-one match and then the other was like, nah, I want to fight you next. All right, you had two separate matches, but
Yeah.
to say you beat both of them in one, I get it. I get it. If it was any other tag team, I wouldn't even question it. But because it's that tag
Yeah.
team, that's the issue.
I ain't
It's
gonna
who
lie.
those guys are.
That was some WWE ass shit. Cause I'm like, all right, bro. Like, oh, but he a big ass dude. I'm thinking like,
He is.
but I'm thinking like in real life, even if Oba didn't lose, bruh, like he gonna know he was in the fight with the Viking Raiders in the real
Man,
life.
they gonna whoop his ass, dude. Are you kidding me, man? We seen how them dudes fight. We seen how legit the Viking Raiders can be.
Yeah,
So if they really wanted to, they'd have beat the shit out of Oba. Bruh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, no. I'm not saying he wouldn't have a few punches in. I'm not saying he wouldn't give them a run for his money. I'm not saying it would be a cakewalk. But you're not gonna convince me that he's gonna cakewalk through them like
yeah.
that. Nah, bro. Nah, not at the same time. Not both of them at the same time.
he
Hell
said
no.
he said they gonna beat Oba.
They gonna be on my ass, man. Nah, fuck, nah, bro. Nah, man. Man. Have you seen how these two wrestle?
Hey,
Man, I ain't never seen a big man like that flip and flop so goddamn much. I'm good.
my boy said, don't get this WWE shit fucked up, cuz. He said, don't get this scripted shit twisted, cuz.
Hell nah, man. Hell nah, man. That boy Oba walking out limping for real.
Oh
But
shit.
so I get, and I know we're joking, but I get where they felt that way because again, it's like, nah, you built the Viking Raiders to be a legit team. Now again, if he fought one of them, beat him,
Yeah.
and then the other one decided, nah, bro, you got lucky. Let's run that back real quick. And
Yeah.
then he beat him. All right, that's different. That's different. But we're gonna see how that works for him on SmackDown. Again, Emily, I like it. I would love to see it, but we gonna see how that works out for him. Big Boy says SmackDown probably be better for Oba because Raw got hella star power at the moment, especially with what's going on between Roman and Punk. And that's why I'm questioning: is there a draft coming? Because I feel like there's a draft coming soon,
Yeah.
and maybe that's the reason why that maybe certain people are coming up and because I don't know if the main current roster right now fits anybody that's new right now. I think they kind of need to I think they need to kind of shake it up. That
Yeah.
way you get new storylines, you kind of get a few new matchups, and you don't look like you're just running the same thing again because it's WrestleMania season. once WrestleMania ends, you got to start putting out new rivalries, you got too many people. The Motor City Machine Guns came in hot. They've been quiet in a mug, man. They've been quiet like a mug. So again, I feel like a draft is coming up, but we'll see. Other than though, listen, other than the thing that Andrade is scheduled to lose to Yoda at the new beginning of you. Oh, I did read that. Because I forgot Andrade still does have other dates. What else? Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Sorry, almost lost. Uh, in the middle of my comments, hit the wrong thing. What was another? Russell said it could be some visa issue with Ciampa due to his recent signing. That why he was not able to be on the Grand Slam Australia. I didn't think of it like that. Maybe there was an issue with him not being able to go. Because then again, maybe that was the setup, but he had to. I don't know. There could have been an issue outside of that to why he ended up losing the championship. Because man, it's not like you're not wrong. Because it's like, damn, Ciampa did just come in. Like you gonna lose like that, but you didn't lose to anybody. You lost to a guy who's been doing his damn thing for the past year. So it ain't like you took an L to nobody. You took an L to a guy that's been he's been having his and what I got like to call he's been having his Shawn Michaels run in AEW. So it was like that's why I was like, nah, I don't think it's that bad. But if there was something else behind it, then I can understand it and I could be okay with it. Earl says for me, it's long overdue that we get a belt back on Orton, if not even but for 6 months. I don't even need 6 months. I think 2 to 3 months for Orton is good enough. Oba versus Lesnar, hoping someone can beat Lesnar. I mean, this is his. If this is going to be his final year, why not go up against the big man? I wasn't going to be convinced that Oba versus Jacob WrestleMania make it happen. I think it's too early. I think it's too early for that. Big Boy says, I mean, Rhea has been on SmackDown a lot as a lady, even before the tag team title win with Io. I mean, you could shake up the women's division there, and they've been teasing her and Jade. You know what? She hasn't gone through Charlotte yet. That's the problem. Jade hasn't gone through nobody yet. Jade has won the championship and has fought nobody worthy. Like not a single person. I can't think of it. Like who did she defend the championship outside of Tiffany Stratton? You had a rematch with her. You fought Jordan Grace, which that was what that was. She's been champion and she hasn't fought no one legit. Nobody, no former champion of any kind outside of Tiffany. But Tiffany was hurt, so that was what it was. But they haven't done much with her. So I don't even know if you get to a Jade versus Rhea yet. You haven't gotten to a Jade and everybody else yet.
I agree.
But just want to get through some of the comments real quick before we get out of here. Bro, other than that, man, anything else that you we want to talk with the people about? Anything the people want to throw out there before we get out of here real quick?
Nah, man. Like I said, good solid week of wrestling. Like you said last week. Excuse me, this past week we did Monday, we did Raw, we didn't do AEW. We had today SmackDown. We getting ready for Monday again coming up. Raw. Are we doing Raw?
We do Raw. Big Boy says having Liv out there kind of hurt Jade a bit. You know what the sad part is? I think what's hurting Jade as far as Liv Morgan is that no one believes that she's going to pick Jade. Like that's the crazy part. Like they're teasing it like she's going to pick Jade, but it's like it's obvious she's going to pick Stephanie. The better match to me, the better match is Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Valkyrie. That's the better match. Why not? You know you're going to get a better quality out of it with them two than you would with Jade. Why are you even teasing that she's going to tease? Unless you're going to tease that Raquel's going to move over to SmackDown, but then that would mean that require that she's going to somehow enter the Elimination Chamber match qualifications before it gets filled up. And if she doesn't, then that kind of throws that idea out. Even though, depending on who else is in the match, she may or may not win.
No, I feel you.
Wrestling says I have a gut feeling that WWE may be in final of its honeymoon stage, and after Mania, the attendance will decline if the booking goes like it has been going for now. I can definitely see that. Earl says Jimmy's wife due back soon. Maybe Jay gonna keep it out until then. I don't think Name is coming back no time soon. And I can't see them letting her hold the championship until Naomi come back. I can't see that being financially in a good place for them. It says, by the way, let's get to 7K. My guys, glad to be a part of the way. Big boy, man, we appreciate you, man. We gonna get there, brother. We gonna get there. Russell says, man, looking at AEW, they are gradually growing the attendance. They did was it 24K attendance Dynamite in 2026 already, which has grown from last year. I mean, they're slowly but surely, and that's the thing that AEW, and I think a lot of people just need to accept that. Look, they're not going to do what WWE does, but they're going to do what they need to do in their own way. And hey, let them. And as long as they do what they need to do and continue to do what they're doing, they're going to be all right, and we're going to continue to watch them. But with that being said, man, I am the king. He is the franchise, and we got to get out of here, man, because we got other things to do tomorrow. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. Come back. Hey, we're gonna be on Monday. We're gonna talk that talk, do what we do, and yeah, we're gonna get ready for Elimination Chamber because that's the next thing coming up on the 28th, which is actually 2 weeks from now. Yeah, 2 weeks from now. Yeah, so we're gonna do that 1, 2, and then yeah, like I said, man, we're gonna see when we see.